In my life, in my travels and my studies, many ponies have come and asked me, Star Swirl, what do you think of the status of magic? Where is it going? What is to become of our equestrian society if we continue on the path we are currently going? Now, before I speak of anything controversial or any hotly debated subjects, let me first define what magic is and what it is not. Magic, simply put, is science. Now, many say, Stas, well, what do you mean by that? Magic is magic, science is science. Well, to put it in another way, science is the magic that we have an explanation for, and magic is simply science that we don't quite understand how it works yet. To give you an example, if we were to go back to the dawn of civilization, to the earliest ponies at the very beginning of culture and society, before even agriculture, and you were to go up to these ponies with the flint and steel, and you struck it and created fire before them, surely they would say, "Magic! You have made magic!" And from their perspective, it would be magic. It's something they've never seen before and do not understand. From our perspective, it would be no, it's simply combustion. You see, magic, we only have an observer's understanding of it. We can observe it, we can measure its effects, we can even create it ourselves, but we don't understand the how and the why that it happens. Now, for science, we do have an understanding of the how and the why. We can break it down to its most fundamental level and define each and every part of it. And that is the major difference between magic and science. And really they are one and the same, it's just our level of understanding that changes. And one thing that magic is not, it is not an exclusive club. It is accessible to everyone. Magic is everywhere. It's in the air, it's in the ground, it's in the trees, it's in the oceans, it's in all creatures of the world. It's in the flight of a pegasi, and it's in the legs of an earth pony. And that seems to be something that we're losing sight of. We feel that it has become just something that unicorns can do with their horns. Now, why is that? Why do we feel that way? Well, this is where the controversy comes in. It's become a rift, a shift in the major thinking schools of magic, so that there's starting to become two schools of thought on magic. And that is the conjuration magic school and the component magic school. Now, some might be surprised that I'm speaking about this, as I am considered by many to be the father of conjuration magic, and that's just ridiculous. There were many ponies who came before me that had astounding contributions to conjuration magic before I ever stepped on the scene, was even born or thought of. Conjuration magic, for those that don't know, is magic that you can create without spell components, and obviously component magic is that in which you need some sort of potion or spell components to create the magic. Now, for years and years and years, magic was almost exclusively spell components. The caster had to gather the right materials, have an understanding of the earth and of minerals and of tools and of things you could pull together and find that magic in nature and use it to brew together. And if you were a unicorn, you were able to combine those components that you had brewed and mix them in with the innate magic ability that was inside of you. So it was always a little bit of a mixture of conjuration and component magic, but there was still a huge reliance on the components. And one thing that's come out in the past few decades, if not centuries, and I understand that I've played a huge part of this, is the advent of pure conjuration magic. Magic that starts with the pony and is created completely inside of the pony, void of any other outside forces or components being pulled into it. Now, that's not exactly true, as you are always calling on nature around you to create magic. However, effectively, it all comes from the pony. It is conjured from the one pony. And in the past, conjuration magic was not nearly as powerful as component magic. It was very limited in scale, limited in power. There was only so many things you could do just conjuring on your own self. You needed that component aspect in order to have a full repertoire of magical ability, and that has been changing over the last few decades, as I said before. And whereas now conjuration magic is becoming just as powerful and, argued by some, more powerful than the component magic of old. It's gotten to the point where some ponies have speculated that one day there will be absolutely no use for component magic whatsoever, and I sincerely hope that that is not the case. Because as I said, we are losing sight of the main source of magic, and that is nature itself. Just because we are conjuring the magic from within ourselves, that does not mean we have removed the nature aspect from it. We have merely figured out how to channel that nature aspect within ourselves, and I fear the day that that is not taught in magic schools anymore, that is ignored, that component magic is thrown by the wayside and is seen as some sort of, I don't know, shaman activity or hoodoo, voodoo, or what have you. And I would hate to think that I had anything to do with that. So if these memoirs do nothing else, I would hope that someone, somewhere, of some influence will read these and realize that we may have lost our way, and we should go back to that study of components, of pulling aspects of the earth together. Imagine a pony saying, I have created a spell that will force the pony of my choosing to love me and be loyal to me for the rest of their days. Now clearly that pony would have no real understanding of the meaning of love, of what the expression of love is for. Now compare that to a pony who says, I have found another pony to love me and be loyal to me for the rest of our days. I feel like that is the gap of disparity between understanding the nature in magic and of magic, and just assuming that magic is a force we create within ourselves. Just as we cannot create or force love, but rather we have to find it. So also we cannot force or create magic, but rather we find it and discover it within nature, and therefore within ourselves.